All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, just got done checking out Alexa Grasso's most recent interview. And I got to say, man, shout out to Alexa, man. Shout out to Alexa Grasso. This is what I've been wanting to hear and see from her for a long time now. I know some people think, oh, you hating on Alexa Grasso in the past, but I've always liked her as a fighter. I did, but I also tell the truth. You know, if I feel like a fighter is lacking in something, I just tell it. But over the past few years, Alexa Grasso, she's been growing into herself, and she's been finding this new confidence in herself, and just going in there and executing a good game plan now. Like she has that dog now that I've been talking about. Like we haven't seen that dog in the past few fights. We've always seen skills and technique. Like I always said, Alexa Grasso is a good technician, but I just needed to see her go after it. And finally, she's been doing that. Ever since she moved up to flyweight, Alexa Grasso has been going after it. She's been building herself up, filling out into the division, and, sharpening her tools. She really has been sharpening her tools throughout the move up to flyweight. And that's what I was thinking to myself. I was like, okay, some of the fights she's taking, all right, we can't really say she'll beat Valentina off that, but it's the discipline, that she was taking. She was going into each fight, trying new things and still taking complete control in each fight, working on her boxing, working on her movement, working on her ground game here and there. She was doing some really good things. And I think the way she moved up to this division and the way she's been improving, and now that she's able to capture the belt, I think we'll see this Alexa Grasso for a long time now, because the way she's talking to now in this interview, she's like, hey, this is another fight now. Alexa Grasso, I'm going to come out there and prove that this wasn't a fluke. And look, Valentina Shevchenko, she's the one that's in challenger mode now. This is a mode she hasn't been in a long time. So I'm going to go in there and prove it's not a fluke again. I'm going to go in there and either finish her by knockout or stop her by submission again. All right. So this is what she said in a recent interview. She said, every single fight is different. You always have a plan in your mind, and you never know how your opponent is going to respond. But one thing I can tell you is I'm going to finish the fight. I touched her in the first round. I was super close to do a knockout, but it didn't happen. But I was super close, so this won't be different. I'm going to finish the fight no matter where it goes. I'm going to submit her, or it's going to be a knockout. All right. And then she said, this is a super interesting matchup, exciting for me, because as an MMA fan and as an analysis I work too, I would like to know what's going to be her strategy. Now she's the challenger, which is completely different from what she's done all these years. So, of course, now she has to go for the throne, because when she was the champ, she was just waiting. And I understand that part is going to be huge. And I'm super excited for the fight. I love the fight. And this means a lot to me. So, yeah, hearing Alexa Grasso, just saying that she loves to fight and speaking with this type of confidence, it's like a breath of fresh air, just to hear somebody speak on Valentina like this. Usually it's always like, oh, man, she's so good. She's perfect. Or it's like, oh, I'm not ready for that fight. I need something else. And there was a time when Grasso was kind of in that boat, too, because remember, Grasso wasn't really next in line. This was kind of a situation where she had to be put in that position. You know what I mean? Like, and sometimes that's how it is. Like, sometimes once you have all the time in the world, you kind of slack. You kind of wait and you overthink. You don't have that confidence. But once crunch time comes and you're forced in that position, like, okay, Manon is out for an injury, you're next. That's how it was kind of put on Grasso, I think. And that kind of helped her say, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. We got to go. I'm tightened up enough. We got to go ahead and take this opportunity, right? So sometimes opportunity won't come at the time you want it to. It's going to come whenever somebody else is making the call. And I think that's what made her a better fighter. So now hearing her speak on this, like, yo, I'm either going to knock her out or submit her. I like this talk. I really like this talk. But another thing I wanted to talk about in this video is, because I know some people asked me what the strategy is going to be, but another question was, can Alexa Grasso finish Valentina again? And will it be by KO or submission? Well, to me, honestly, I think she has the ability to do both. I really do. I think she has the ability to do both. Anybody can get knocked out or submitted, of course, but I think Alexa Grasso has the ability to get in there and win it in the fashion she wants. For one, I think Alexa Grasso came in the first time with a level of unpredictability that Valentina wasn't expecting. she was doing things that Valentina didn't expect from from any of her opponents. She was just doing something that she didn't expect. But because she's not used to opponents bringing that skill set like that, it kind of put her in a comfort zone. So now Alexa Grasso is bringing that unpredictability again, and you never know, like, how Valentina is going to approach that, like what kind of adjustments she's going to make. The footwork in the first round was a key part. That was a key part in that first fight. It was making Valentina miss and fall out of range. She was kind of doing the same thing as far as, just kind of feint, waiting to throw that straight left hand. But with the way that Grasso would inch in, she would kind of make her fall out of range. And with that combined with Grasso's precision, she was tagging Valentina. She was tagging her with shots that she never been hit with. I mean, clean punches, too. I'm talking about from the southpaw stance. She stunned Valentina a few times. She was stuffing that punch down her face, into the mouth of Valentina several times. Grasso showed that she's the quicker, cleaner boxer, and she can use that side-to-side movement to her advantage in this type of fight. She would inch her way in, and then she would inch out when Valentina tried to strike or, throw that spinning back attack. She would just inch in and inch back out. High guard, inch in, inch back out, and then she would, throw them shots down the pipe. She didn't overdo it in this fight, and that's where I believe if she goes into the second fight, she'll be a little bit more confident in it, because it's still going to be something Valentina won't really anticipate that's coming at her, So then you got that, and the fact that she was just pulling the trigger with, those awkward shots like the straight left hand and right hook. That was something she hadn't seen before. It would throw Valentina off. So again, going into this fight here, Valentina's not really going to be used to that unpredictability. Again, a second time in a row. Val's head really wasn't moving off the line in the first fight. So if she comes in like that again, I think Grasso will commit more. She's going to say, okay, she's still in the same stance. We're going to do a little bit more of what we did the first round and the second round, because she gave us that respect. She was waiting, and we were making her overthink and try, to try fancy things to get us out of here. So if she does this again and, she's making Valentina like wait, you never know what could happen. So yeah, that unpredictability is a big part of it that could help her get that finish. So with that, Grasso, with what Grasso built off the first fight, I think she's coming in even more confident. So, her being confident, that's going to help that confidence level that she's talking with. Now, I'm not saying so much Grasso's being overconfident. She's just believing in herself now. She's believing in herself more to where she knows that Valentina is not the stronger, faster fighter. All right. She knows she's good and she has a lot of tools, but she's not going in there buying that, okay, she's better in everything than me. No, Grasso's coming in this fight already knowing that I can finish her, I can hurt her, I'm quicker than her. And she has the IQ to make adjustments early in this fight and even break through Valentina's defense early and actually win rounds. Of course, I think Grasso did a good job the first fight of throwing Shevchenko off. Grasso, she was losing rounds, all right? She was losing rounds, but she was always doing something to keep Valentina a little frustrated and on edge in that fight. So I think this time around, Grasso, she's going to come in with a little less nerves of trying to test Valentina's power or her quickness. She don't have to break that ice anymore. I think she's going to I think she already kind of broke that aura. She already kind of broke that aura. So she's going to come in thinking that, what, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. It's not as bad as I thought. So she'll utilize more of her tools early in this fight. And I think she'll try to take Valentina's jab away early and commit more to combinations. Like I was saying, she'll commit more to those combinations, knowing that she can find Val's chin pretty easy. Also, with Alexa Grasso's movement on the ground, with her improvements on the ground, she won't be afraid to grapple. I don't know if she will engage like that, but if Valentina does take her down, I think she'll be better off of her back, and she'll be even looking for an armbar, possibly, quicker with her legs. I think she'll be prepared for it when it goes to the ground. Or you never know, if it goes to a clinch, she might surprise the former champ and take her down. She might surprise and take Valentina down in this one and might get a submission win or cut Valentina. Who knows, right? So, yeah, I think having that confidence is that right there already puts you points ahead of a fighter sometimes. Like I said, not overconfidence now, not that crazy, delusional type of thinking, but just the confidence that hey, what we did the first time, it can work even better. But this time we gotta take Valentina into deeper waters this time. We played it safe a few rounds. We had a game plan, But this time, we can abandon that simple game plan and just say, hey, we're all around a better fighter. We can utilize and we can expose holes in Valentina here. It's more so. So, yeah, I think Grasso has that ability and skills to do whatever she wants. But it all comes down to what improvements Valentina is making right now, too. Now, because I think Grasso, she's coming in more of a complete fighter now. And she's not just working off a game plan, like I was saying, not just working off a game plan. She's going to be trying to adapt to whatever her opponent offers. And she's going to try to take the lead in this fight, I think, because she was behind in the last fight. Again, she was behind in the last fight. I had it 3-1 up to the fourth round. I had it about 3-1, but she was still in the fight. She wasn't beaten mentally, and she was always in the fight. That's why she got the finish. It wasn't a fluke. So again, being complete, she's going to keep trying. She's going to keep trying her best to seize that opportunity after taking control of the fight. So I think in this one here, with the more improvements Grasso has, the more confidence she has, she's going to come in here trying to take control of the fight. And I think that's her mindset for this fight, for real. She's going to take control. It might come quicker with that because some of the things Valentina did in the first fight set up that finish. So Valentina could be more offensive here, thinking that's going to be the key, which in some cases, it depends on how she brings it. I think her stance is going to have to be a little altered here. But if she brings the same stance and she tries to walk Alexa Grasso down, I think that'll make her more vulnerable to being knocked out. But we'll see, man. We'll see. I think Alexa Grasso is bringing just an overall evolved style now. And I'm not trying to overhype. I'm just saying off of what I've seen that she was able to do with Valentina. They studied her to a T. And I think you can only get better off of that. It's not like some of these other fighters you see in the past go in and just get a quick one-punch knockout, boom. You give them credit for that W, but you can see when a fighter is actually getting better and better, and they are growing into themselves. And I think, Grasso, she's grown into the division now. She didn't just come up off of one fight. Each fight she took was, a step-by-step process. It was a step-by-step process, and it worked. So I think, Valentina is going to have to be the one in here to really, really show, hey, I'm still in command. She's going to have to say, I'm still in command, and she's going to have to make some serious adjustments, I believe, to the footwork of Grasso. And she's going to have to get that respect with her power. She's going to have to get respect with her timing, too. So going back to that jab that she was using in the first fight, she's going to have to do it early, but she also have to follow up. So, yeah, Val to me is going to be the one that's going to have to step out of her comfort zone more. Grasso's already been doing that throughout her fights. Like, Grasso has been going to the ground more and doing those things that she wasn't comfortable with, getting beat up and sparring and, doing all that stuff behind the scenes, right? But Val, since she's been having her way throughout these other title defenses, I think she's going to be the one that has to work even harder this time around because, hey, they were doing their homework on Valentina. That's what you got to do. So, yeah, guys, that's what I think. I think that Alexa Grasso has the ability to finish Valentina either by knockout or submission, but that's not my pick. That's not my pick. I'm just saying that the way she fights and the way she's been improving, she has that ability to do it off of the footwork and timing, and even off that surprise ground game she has now. So I think she could do it either way. It all comes down to what Val's going to bring. Let me know, guys, what y'all think in the comment section. Does she have that ability to do it by knockout or submission? What y'all think? Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.